AFM students, now it's time. Now it's time to learn about AFM smart exam techniques. AFM smart exam techniques. Students, hard working, it's very important. I know that. If you wanted to get knowledge of the syllabus area, you need hard working. For example, watching the videos, taking the classes, reading material, that's very important. That's hard working. Practicing the question, that's hard working. All these are reading the material, that's hard working, reading the notes, all these things. But hard working, it's not only enough for the success of exam. We also need smart exam techniques. We also need to learn smart exam techniques because we need to consider here priorities of the task. Which one is more important, which one is less important. We need to learn about the time management, how to manage the time. We need to learn about marks management. So smart techniques or smart exam techniques includes priorities of the task, time management techniques, and marks management techniques. So not only the hard working, but smart working also very important. So we need to learn what about or how we will implement the smart exam technique during the preparation of AFM exam or revision of AFM exam. So that will impact on our exams and we will easily get success of AFM exam. So let's start. Number one, the first thing is that the very first thing, and I wanted to recall this, AFM passing rate. It's average 43%. Remember that point. Average 43%. This is the highest motivation factor. And you need the commitment. Yes, I can do that. So have to develop a strategy to become under 43%. That's the motivation, courage, and obsession required. So first thing about the smart work or smart technique. First of all, we have to consider what is exactly AFM exam structure. Students, very important discussion. Now we have entered with a very important discussion. Full of concentration required here. AFM exam format. Section A, one question, 50 marks. Section B, two questions, each question 25 marks. Number two, total 100 marks of AFM allocated in this manner. Total 100 marks. Total 100 marks split in two components. 80 technical marks, 20 professional marks. And with section A, 50 marks question, 40 technical marks and 10 professional marks. Section B, 25 marks of two questions. Each question having 20 marks and 5 professional marks. So before entering in detail about smart exam technique, we must have to aware what is the structure of the exam, especially with respect to technical, allocation of technical and professional marks. Next move. How this 20 professional skill marks allocates. That's important. Professional skill marks includes 4 components. Number 1, professional skill marks includes communication. Number 2, analysis and evaluation. Number 3, skepticism. Number 4, commercial acumen. These 4 things. What are these things? A little bit discussion I will do later on. Don't worry. But try to understand these 4 professional marks, how to allocate with the paper. all four professional skill marks will examine with section A 50 marks question. Means 10 professional marks of question 1 includes all four professional skill marks. But with section B 25 marks question, examiner will only examine with the scope of these three professional skill marks: analysis and evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen, but not communication. The reason is that communication is actually about report writing, and report writing only examined with first 50 marks question. Now the point is that, sir, these 20 professional skill marks, it's about what? A little bit discussion here. A little bit discussion. Communication, it's about report writing. And professional skill marks of communication affect to theory and calculation both. Analysis and evaluation affect to both calculation and theory. Skepticism and commercial acumen only affect theory. Once again, sir, what are these? I will tell you, don't worry, with an example. First of all, the structure. Students, another point. Left side, it's about technical 80 marks. Right side, 20 professional skill marks. Do remember that with AFM exam, we have to attempt 80 marks. And 20 professional skill marks actually indulge with technical marks. So what does that mean? For example, let's say about calculation. If you are doing calculation with a spreadsheet of technical marks, doing technical marks, calculating NPV. So calculating of NPV using, for example, calculating contribution, then tax calculation, then, for example, working capital calculation, calculation of WACC. This is what all about technical marks. But using of spreadsheet functions, for example, the function of sum, labeling of working means structured working. So spreadsheet functions, labeling of working is about professional skill marks. So once again, whenever you are attempting technical marks and simultaneously you are using the spreadsheet functions or labeling of working, so automatically professional skill marks indulge with technical marks. Same case with theory. Whenever you're drafting any answer, for example, if you are preparing a report or making a report, so if you making a report and follow the structure of report, for example, introduction heading, for example, conclusion, heading of conclusion, for example, format of the report writing, so automatically you are getting technical and professional marks. So do remember that 20 professional skill marks, it's not about something extra you need to do. No. Whatever you are attempting the technical marks, so simultaneously you need to work out in a professional manner. What I say, in a professional manner. Attempting your technical answer with professional manner automatically add your 20 marks. So normally what student do? Student do practice of professional skill marks just 7 days before the exam. But I strongly suggest to you that from the day one, you have to practice with professional skill marks. Save your time, save your energy, and secure your exam. That's the point. Moreover, Moreover, with I will also discuss the point with more diagnosis here. What does that mean, sir? About professional marks, AFM marks insights. Let's diagnose one exam question. March June 2023 AFM exam. Student, your concentration required here. For example, this is a 50 marks question. This is a 50 marks question, okay? And this is AFM March June 23 50 marks question. 50 marks. And this highlighted is about 40 technical marks. And this is actually the exhibit of complete requirement here. This is 40 marks technical, including report writing. And at the last of the stream, that is 10 marks. This 10 marks is about professional marks. Professional marks of communication, analysis, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen. 10 marks, professional. Do remember, watch the screen carefully. This 10 professional marks is actually about this complete 40 marks. For example, the communication is about report writing. So once again, professional skill marks is not something extra. This professional skill marks is the part of technical marks. So if you are attempting the 40 technical marks technique simultaneously, you will also get professional skill marks if you are aware about that. If you don't aware about professional skill marks, you just prepare your answer without professional skill marks and you will lose the exam. That's a point. Same case for 25 marks question. Here, March June 23, 25 marks question. This is 20 marks question, 5, 10, 5. 20 marks question. And this is professional marks. Analysis, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen, 5 marks. So where this professional marks will apply? Definitely these 5 professional marks will apply with this core technical marks. This 5 professional marks will affect to this core technical marks. So that is about the insights of AFM exam paper. Now it's a time for AFM exercise with Hussain Qazi. AFM exercise with Hussain Qazi. Let's take an example. Come on, let's take an example. Here I have taken a limited extract of AFM exam question, a limited extract of the question. Question is about investment appraisal. Investment now for $20,000. Project live for 4 years. Other information like inflation rates, growth rate, tax rate is part of main question. I have not attached here. A limited exercise. But inflation, growth rate, tax rate affects on the question. Finance director is confident about the financial viability of project. Assuming there is a debate between finance director and marketing director. Marketing director is saying that project is not viable, financial viable, but finance director is confident that project is viable. Okay, so this is also the information. And finance director intention to arrange the finance to support investment through equity finance, like share offer to public. For example, this is a private company, share offer to the public, listing, or institutional investors, placement. Media news, also the information about media news, about political instability and implications with the depression in stock market. Finance director has intention to equity finance by IPO, but media news about depression in stock market. So it's contradiction. Huh? Two requirement, calculate NPV and conclude whether the project should be accepted or not. So first thing, the calculation. We will consider the calculation including technical and professional marks. Come on. This is the solution. Now, please carefully observe the solution. This is NPV main table. For example, if you start working with the NPV, let's suppose the contribution. So contribution, you have taken the values. Sorry, for contribution, you mentioned that working number 1. And very precisely, very clearly, you mentioned that this portion is working. And working number 1 is labeled with contribution. So if you label the working, this is professionalism. Then you take the figures from the question. For example, sales price figure with inflation, with growth rates, all these things. Variable cost, units, all these things. Then you use the sum function with the contribution. The sum function. This is professionalism. This is the professional skill marks. Then move on. After contribution, then incorporating fixed costs, then marketing, then tax. Once again, tax working 2. Here you headed the working 2, proper labeled working. And then you have concluded with the net cash flow. This is the net cash flow. And after net cash flow, you know that WACC is 11%. And you are going to calculate NPV. So I'm going to calculate NPV with shortcut function. For example, is equal to NPV, bracket open, 11%, 0.11, comma, select year 1, 2, 3, 4, plus investment, plus minus minus, 41692. Once again, is equal to NPV, 0.11, comma, bracket close, plus investment. So I have used this function, this NPV function. I have no calculation for present. I have not taken the value of discount rate. I have not making the working of present value. Direct calculate the NPV. It's acceptable and this is the expectation of the examiner. So whenever we are calculating the function, three things are important. Sorry. Whenever we are working of the calculation, so marks are allocated in 2 ways. Number 1, technical marks. Number 2, professional marks. And professional marks include 3 components. Working structure. Working structure means this is the main table and right side is the working. This is the structure. Number 2, working should be labeled as refer above. Labeled means properly allocated working. Working 1, working 2, working 3. So easily traceable. And number 3 is spreadsheet functions. So all these things of calculation, if we do the calculation in this way, we not just able to get technical marks, but simultaneously also able to get professional skill marks. That is the point. So for calculation, professional skill marks, working structure, working should be labeled, and shortcut spreadsheet functions. Spreadsheet shortcut functions. This is about calculation. We also cover the point of theory here. But before covering the theoretical aspect, I wanted to make a small analysis here, or I wanted to develop your mindset here. Listen carefully. This is very, very important. Very important. Your AFM answer, number one, first thing is about time. How to manage time. Because we are discussing here smart working, smart. It's not only about hard. And do practice, do prepare your studies with smart practice. Time management. You have total time of 180 minutes. Everybody knows 60 minutes into 3 hours. The marks you need to attempt, now it's very clear. It's 80 technical and 20 professional. But actually, you have to attempt 80 marks because professional marks is a part of technical marks, right? Okay. So that means effectively you have to attempt 80 marks. You have to attempt 80 marks. So that means 180 minutes divided by 80 marks, that means you have 2.2 minutes for each mark. So here the formula becomes change. Normally 180 minutes divided by 100, 1.8 minutes for each mark. But here 2.25 minutes for each mark. But be careful. Whenever you are attempting your either calculation and theory, you have to practice with technical simultaneously professional marks. That's the smart working. And believe me, if you attempt the smart working of calculation, you will save the time. What normally students do during preparation? All the semester do the practice without shortcut functions. All the semester doing theoretical practice without professional skill marks. So actually investing unnecessary time, investing wastage of energy. Now another point. Next point, students. Smart. This is a time of smart. Huh? Everything is smart. Smartphone, smart. Everything has become smart. Smartphone, smart home, smart cars. So smart studies as well. Now, marks management. Another point. Listen carefully. Technical marks. Number one, whenever you are attempting any theory topic, first of all, you have to identify the technical marks. What key points I wanted to write. Then, with the technical skill marks of theory, you need to incorporate professional skill marks as well. So, identify the professional skill marks. For example, there are 4 possible professional skill marks. For question 1, 4, and other than question 1, 3. So that means this professional marks, once again, this professional marks is a part of this technical marks. Okay. And it's very clear. So your AFM answer for theory, now it's time for theory. For example, if you are thinking some technical point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technical marks and incorporating the professional skill marks. In simple words, AFM paper is about baking of cake. Baking of cake is technical marks, and icing on cake is professional marks. So the complete package is making or presenting the cake in front of examiner. So baking is technical, icing on cake is professional. You have to combine together and present in front of examiner. So let's apply with the theory, with the same question. Exam technique, last point. The question we are discussing here, same question, auto company. With respect to theory, some points are important. Look at the screen. Number 1, project life 4 years. Number 2, whatever the NPV we have calculated, having inflation rates, growth rate, and tax rate, all estimates. Finance director is confident about financial viability of the project. director's intention, finance director intention to arrange finance through equity finance by offering to public or institutional investor. But media news having political instability and implications with depression in the stock market. Now it's time for theory. How to draft theory with professional marks? Sir, do tell us. So we will start preparation accordingly. One by one. Professional skill marks include analysis and evaluation. A quick overview, because the detailed one I will cover with the syllabus areas with my course. A quick overview. Analysis and evaluation. Analysis and evaluation, examiner expect, number one, from the question and from your Excel answer, whatever the answer you conclude, use the data and determine the suitable decision. Use your data from question and use your data from the calculation and determine the suitable decision. This is about analysis point one. Number two, evaluate information to recommend action. Means whatever the data you have extracted from the question and from the Excel sheet, for example, the NPV, you need to conclude your answer based on the information and identify the relevant factor within the case. Means application with the case. If these things we are going to apply with our case, number one, our answer, number one. For example, if we write that NPV of the project is positive, so that means this part has covered. If we are start writing NPV of the project is positive 4170, so that means we have taken the data from the question or are working. So the project should be accepted. So based on this information, we have recommended our action. So these 2 points covered here. Then identify relevant factor and link with the case. So here, finance director option is correct in terms of financial grounds. In our question, I say to you that finance director opinion is that finance project is viable. So here the relevant facts we have connected here. The finance director opinion is correct in terms of financial grounds. So that is about analysis evaluation. If we answer question in this way, so this part of PSM, professional skill marks, has covered. But this is not complete answer. Then professional skill marks 2, skepticism. Do remember, we are actually studying AFM, Advanced Financial Management. And this is what about strategic level. And whatever the strategic level discussion we make, always consider some criticism as well. Because if someone critiques, the critic should be valid. If someone critic, so that means your decision will be more informed and more valuable. Skepticism includes challenge or critic whatever the assumption or information that we have made here. If something missing or something need to add with the particular scenario or analysis, we have to recommend, and we can critique the techniques we use. For example, NPV techniques we can critique. Let's apply with the answer. For example, we are critiquing. Sorry, we are criticizing. However, further analysis may be needed, particularly of the assumption which includes inflation, growth and tax rates. All these rates may have change in future and affect decision making. This is the challenge or critique the assumptions. And the realizable value of 45 million may also be questionable. Ignore figure. The value of realizable value is also estimated. On the other hand, the 4-year time horizon seems low and analysis should be done of potential cash flows beyond that time. That is called criticism. Further, this is identify additional information. With this case, risk and uncertainty methods also need to consider, like sensitivity analysis should be undertaken, or expected value means probability analysis need to consider, because in the country there are some political instability, so need to incorporate the models of risk and uncertainty. So this is what about critic or comment about additional informations like this. This is called skepticism. And last, commercial acumen. Examiner expects to incorporate commercial acumen. Commercial acumen means, simple words, whatever you are advising, be practical. Identify if there are some, whatever you are suggesting, may be possible your suggestion or financial director suggestion contradict with the real world situations, either internal or external. So whatever the suggestion here, be practical. Number one, all recommendations, that's be practical. You need to identify any constraints, internal, not infernal, internal or external, and highlight any other opportunities. We will cover other opportunities later. So let's apply here. Answer. For this project, the auto company, not Robson, auto company requires 20,000 finance and director are willing to arrange from equity finance through a rights issue or through IPO. But the news or the institutional investor, but the newspaper announcement about stock market depression contradicts with financing strategy. So whatever you are advising, it's not practical. Sir, this point may be the part of skepticism. No worries, we will cover later on. But in reality, commercial acumen means whatever you are advising, be practical. So students, your smart answer for students, this is the answer, which include, this is the theoretical answer, which includes technical marks, professional skill marks of analysis evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. Same, this calculation also includes the professional skill marks, technical marks, and professional skill marks. Student, I strongly suggest that you have to prepare your studies in this manner. From the day one, get the knowledge of the syllabus and practice the exam question with this manner. So this is all about a smart exam technique you need to apply for the preparation and revision of your AFM exam. This is all over about smart techniques.